Sunshine came along with me and swallows in the air. Okay, these are the results of my kind of test run with the modeling clay and the button molds. And the molds were taken from antique buttons, and it's a silicone mold, and so they turned out quite well. Happy. The deer, I'm a little wondering if there was a bit of a double impression at the top of the head there, but I'm not sure. I think it might just be the way, now seeing it on the camera here, it doesn't look like necessarily there was, like, there's just a line there coming down the nose, the bridge, and actually it looks better now. It makes more sense. So I think it's fine. It's very nice, very nice. And this open work filigree sort of one, I think I just need more practice. And my favorite is this bird. I'm gonna see if I can get it clearer. That's pretty good. This one, because you can see the fine detail. You can even see the eye, and you can see the beak, and almost looks like a double impression on the wings there, and it's possible because they may have shifted it around. And like the details on the flower petals, those little dots, and that one I think is my favorite of these three. And I mean, I need more practice with all of them, but I'm very happy with the quality of the impressions I get. I'm going to make these into buttons, and I have already, which is a little tricky, I put these rings in when the clay was still wet after taking these impressions. And it's supposed to take 24 hours to dry, but I think it dried more quickly than that. So I'm going to paint them. I'm very happy with this one, and I think I might use it for the motif for the cuff bracelet, that I may just take use a larger piece of, like an oval piece of clay, and then have the impression in the middle. I may have enough room to do more than one image, but I think I will just center probably this image, since this turns out so beautifully in the fine detail. For the cuff bracelet, I think I just might use this one. I made 6 of these deer buttons. Now I think the thing to do is to cut the extra clay away while it's still wet. It can be tricky because you've got it in the mold, and shifting it and stuff, even after you've taken the impression, it can adjust, it can alter the integrity. So you don't want to mess with it too much, but I still think better to take the extra clay off right away. I'm just going to sand it off, but that's kind of a bit of a waste of clay, and so I think better to take it off right away, because then you can still use that clay and it's not wasted. Quality is great, so I'm going to be painting them. I'm going to look into, I think they're probably going to be, like, I'm wondering if they might lose detail when you paint it, like, depending on the thickness of the paint. And I also want to seal it, because this is clay. So we'll do an update when I've tested that. The seller of the molds had pictures of the original buttons, and so I may go with whatever that was, whatever color they were. But I will do an update when I have them painted and sealed. But I'm very happy with this, and the molding clay as well. Okay, so these are some of the clay buttons I've been working on from the silicone button molds that I purchased. So these were kind of a test batch. I sanded off the edges when I had left excess around. The edges, I recommend not doing that. I think probably easier and save clay if you take the excess off right away. But you can sand them down fairly round and they turned out nice. And then I've got some acrylic gold metallic paint. So, I mean, they look pretty good. I don't know if I have to put a sealant over it. I mean, this is acrylic paint, so I wonder if it would be alright on its own. But the metallic nature really makes the relief details pop. And even this little mini one, I need to sand. I forgot I didn't do it, but I could leave as is, but I might sand this edge a little. And then the one I did in black acrylic, now it's flat black. Okay, so this one I did in black acrylic, it's pretty flat paint, so I think it really needs it needs a glossy finish so that the relief will show. But I'm very happy with these metallic looking, that gold paint, so it does a great job. Now, part of the one trouble is that you need to beware when you're making the mold, when you're putting the clay in the mold, of which side is up, because not all of these shanks are. That one's pretty good. They're not all straight, but I think they look really nice. So definitely worth investing in, as non-toxic clay that I used, and non-toxic. Well, it doesn't say non-toxic, this acrylic paint, so I'm not sure, but looks great. No odor, dries very quickly. So that's an update on those. I will do a demonstration of the making of them too, because I'm going to make some more probably of this one, which now we can't see very well when we could see it very well before. Get some finish on it and it will, I think, shine. I might even try that one in the gold.